Namaskar and very good afternoon viewers. I, Dr. Renu Tomar, welcome you on series of lecture on educational leadership. Learner, today we are going to start the discussion on educational leadership and we will try to unravel that what is the difference between educational management and educational leadership. What is importance of educational leadership? We will also try to understand what are the goals of educational leaders, particularly in this era, 21st century. And we shall also be discussing that what are the problems in creating educational leaders. Apart from that, we shall also be discussing type of leadership as it exists as far as organization behaviorist or the management people are concerned. Friends, whenever we talk of educational leadership, particularly in the context of school, why do we require educational leaders? To answer this question, we have to understand what are schools. Schools are the social institutions which play an important role as far as the society is concerned. If we look at the school from the perspective of society, we have to understand that schools are nothing but the tools of society or the community for developing the citizens of the nation, citizens of the world. And for the healthy development of children, schools need to be led by the people who have understanding of many dimensions of this task. So friends, from here on, we shall try to understand what is the challenge as far as educational leadership is concerned. The challenge as far as educational leadership is concerned is the educational leaders are supposed to craft and carry out the agreement among many stakeholders. In case of school, who are the stakeholders? Teachers, students, management, community, the authority at the government. At school, it might be the education officer or the DDO, the financial authority who is giving the finance to the school, and the other aspects like the parent-teacher association. So, all those are the stakeholders. Apart from that, even the stakeholders can be the people who are staying nearby to the school or the community from which the students are coming or the school wants to withdraw the students from. So, the who is supposed to have the agreement among all these stakeholders, it is the work of principal. And it is also the one of an important dimension that teacher has to see to it, the principal has to see to it that the agreement is as far as the timelines are concerned and also reaches the heart of the enterprise. So, the bulk of the agreement is that it need not be short, it shouldn't be short, it has to be long term. It should not be temporary, it should be permanent. And all the stakeholders should be in the win-win situation. If any stakeholder is in the lose situation, that means the leaders, the school leaders are not able to have the school run in an efficient manner. Friends, this is where the educational management and educational leadership differ. Educational management means running the organization in an effective manner. But educational leader means that the school will be moving in certain direction in such a manner that after few years the school will be able to prove its entity and that the school will also have its own place in the society. And that can only happen if all the stakeholders who are involved, that is teachers, students, parents, policy makers, all of them have trust in the person who is coordinating. Who is coordinating here? The school principal. So, educational leaders are the people who make it happen, who make these agreements happen. First of all, they will fashion it, then they will get it honored successfully by all stakeholders. As far as schools are concerned, we have to understand that presently the schools have become very large as well as very complex. And in fact, the objective or the need of the school is also quite different from the perspective that we want students to become professional, we want students to become good citizen, we want students to become dynamic, we want students to become confident, we also want students to remain happy. So all these dimensions, these are the few dimensions, but there are other dimensions also, that the child should be able to do the best in life, and he or she should be able to withdraw from inside of the student. The school should be able to withdraw from the draw from the student in such a manner that that is the best entity of the student, because it is usually said that the child is to be fashioned by the school. That it is the purpose of the school. The school is the tool of the society who is supposed to craft the child. You can say that the school has to work in such a manner the child comes out to be the best of himself. So this is the purpose of the school. So school, as far as is concerned, in comparison to the other profession, we would say that it is most difficult task, and it is comparatively, if we compare it from the universities or from the UG programs, institutions, that is higher education institutions, there also school differ. So school leaders need to be more effective and more efficient, because the work of preparing the child lies with them. So if we see the school from the traditional pattern of the academic world, definitely that will not work, because the preparation of the child in the present modern era is different, and the preparation is also defined by certain course of study, that is the credits, that is the curriculum, and apart from that the other co-curricular activities, the other aspects in which the child is participating, they are also responsible for development of the child. And here, what is the responsibility of the school administration? The school administration is responsible for not just educating the child in the class, but also developing the child in the other areas. So we would say that school administration has to have the knowledge differing from finance to the manpower management, labor relations, organization, behavior also. So these are the key areas in which school administration need to be learned, and how to develop that learned behavior. To develop that learned behavior, the first tool which was introduced in the centuries back in the developed countries particularly, that was to introduce certain programs, the diploma programs, the degree programs, particularly for the school administrators, so that they can be developed as far as knowledge is concerned, their attitude is concerned, their aptitude is concerned. For that, certain programs were developed. So from this, what we understand is that leadership is not something which is born with. Nobody is born as a leader, nobody is born as a facilitator, nobody is born as a worker. It is the training which is imparted to the person, and the aptitude which has been developed in the person. All those dimensions are very important as far as development of the school leader is concerned, because without information, without knowledge, we cannot expect anybody to be able to deliver as far as these aspects is concerned, because we have agreed upon, learners, that school in itself is very complex, and work of the principal is also quite complex. Why is it complex? It is complex because of the various expectations the society has, the nation has, the globe has from the school administration, and because of the changes, the dynamic changes which is happening in the society almost every day and every moment, because all of us understand and know that particularly this era is very dynamic. Every day there is some kind of a change which is occurring, and as a school administration, it becomes responsibility of the administrator to build the new generation in such a manner that they are able to adapt to the changes well and still remain happy in their life as well as successful. Now let us try to understand that what kind of difficulty school administration might be feeling as far as progression is concerned, their working is concerned. One is the resource. Resources which are needed are usually found to be insufficient. What are the resources which are required as far as school administration is concerned? Do they require teachers? Yes, teachers are the resource. Apart from that, what are the other resources? The other resources are the building, books, the IT related labs, softwares, and apart from that, good labs, the ground to play, indoor games. So these are the physical as well as human resources which are required by all school administrators. So the first problem which the principals have difficulty in finding is the resources. Second is to secure agreement among the key stakeholders. Just to give an example, during the Parents Teacher Association's meeting, it is usually found that what teachers are thinking, the parents are not thinking on the same line, and then it becomes responsibility of the principal to bring them on the same line, to relate them in such a manner that the progression continues positively. It is seen that as far as the conditions are concerned, they are so much demanding as far as school principals are concerned that they are not conducive to encourage educators to go for passion and vision about teaching learning, which is most important aspect. Because if you talk of our own nation, we will find, particularly in the school principal's office, you will find that most of the school principals are engaged in different issues which don't relate to teaching learning progression. Either they are focused on the paperwork, salary issues, the construction issues, the other issues like having the washroom cleaned, the library being in place, the stock verification, and even they are also given by the task other than the administrative things which are engaged in the school. They are also given the task from the other departments also. In fact, it is seen that the teachers are also going for election duties and the other duties, and the result is that teaching learning becomes secondary. If the teaching learning is becoming secondary, then naturally it is not very positive as far as encouraging the teachers or educators or the principal is concerned. Because let us not forget the fact that as far as school administrator is concerned, school administrator is first an academic person, is himself or herself an educator, a teacher. After that only he or she is an administrator. So classroom, what is going on in the classroom has to be at the center as far as school principal is concerned. Now let us also try to understand that what are the personal traits which we usually look for whenever we talk of principal. Friends, personal traits become very important from the aspect that usually whenever we talk about having school principals, that means having certain years of experience and being given the responsibility of principal. This is the reason that usually it is seen that the school principals work as managers only, at times effective managers, at times ineffective managers, and very few, we would say not even 1% of them are able to prove themselves as principal, because there is no parameter as far as governance is concerned, the policies is concerned, to see that whether that person does have those that personal traits which are required to become a school principal. And because we are not filtering the school principals on those dimensions, so result is that the leadership qualities are lacking, and these leadership qualities are just the key to success. What are the personal traits as far as principal is concerned? We should be looking at curiosity. Why curiosity is so important? Because if the school principal is not curious to find out the problems, curious to find out the newness, curious to find out what other things he or she can deliver, then naturally there wouldn't be any kind of a dynamism in the environment of the school. And the school principal also need to be persistent. Why the principal need to be persistent, and in what ways persistence help? Persistence means that if I want certain resources, I should persistently follow the authorities to get those resources, because it is usually seen particularly whenever we talk of the government organization, that very few administrators, the school principals, persistently follow the government organization who is funding them for getting funds, for getting resources, and the result is that they are not able to get the resources and they are not able to have the organization flourishing. Another important personal trait which is required is flexibility along with responsibility and hard working. Responsibility means, as the word itself states, leader. That means the person should be leading from the front. And if the person has the caliber to lead from the front, that means the person is ready to be responsible for whatever is going on in one's own organization. And when would the person be able to take the responsibility? If and only if the person is persistently following and the person is involved in day-to-day working, as well as the vision of the organization, vision of the school. And for this, of course, the person has to be very hardworking. Another important trait which is important from the point of view of the principal is resilience. Resilience is also something which is seen lacking. We have to understand that as far as effective school leaders are concerned, that is not something which somebody is born with, but we have to understand that that is something which is to be built upon, which is to be worked upon. And how that is to be worked upon? Through personal growth. That means the individual should have a passion. The principal should have a passion from the very beginning, and that passion should be retained for years, for the personal growth as well as improving oneself constantly. So this is something which is inherent as far as becoming a leader is concerned. Part of being leader is to the will to work on personal growth and will to improve oneself constantly. Now let us try to understand what kind of educational leader should we be looking from the 21st century perspective. What should be the mindset of 21st century leader? Because the leader is usually seen to be a game changer. The leader can change not just life of few individuals, but also all the individuals who are involved, and thereby the face of the institution can be changed. It sounds like platitude. It is just, oh, woo. But this is a fact. This is the positive mindset which all of us need to have as far as school principals are concerned. Because only positive mindset with this kind of thinking or attitude, only that would be able to make one confident as well as encouraged to take risk. Who is going to take risk? Principal. Why does principal needs to take risk? If principal doesn't take risk, then there can't be any growth. What does risk means? Risk doesn't mean that the principal will ask the students to jump from the roof. No. Risk means there has to be certain calculative risk. And calculative risk have to be taken not just in the curriculum but in the teaching style also. Such kind of risk have to be taken so that the students are able to develop. Why this risk is needed? This risk is needed because only that will make person think outside the box. Because usually the people who are able to think outside the box, they are the leaders who understand that how to think even when they are cornered and find out the way so that there remains the positive progression. What are the skills of the 21st century leader? as far as the key skill of the leaders is concerned, that is teamwork. Why teamwork? Particularly when we are talking about school principal, teamwork is very, very important. If the person is not a team worker, the principal will not be able to get the work done from the teachers, because they are also educated people and most of them can be the principal's colleague. So, teamwork is very important. Apart from the teamwork, there is needed high EQ. Here friends, I am referring to have high EQ, not high IQ, because as far as principal is concerned, principal has to get the work done, and to get the work done, the EQ plays the most important role, the SQ plays most important role rather than the IQ, because if a person has high IQ, that means the person would be able to work in isolation in the best possible manner. But the person who is having high EQ and high SQ, EQ means emotional quotient and SQ means spirituality quotient. The people who are having high EQ and high SQ, they are able to take the people together, have the people together as to achieve certain aim or agenda. And because the work of the principal is to get the work done in the best possible manner from everybody. So, EQ plays a very important role. And these things are important not only from the perspective of managing others, but also from the perspective of managing oneself, that is herself or himself. Because usually it is seen that the person who is happy with oneself, who knows himself and who is able to use himself in such a manner that he or she is always productive and positive in all the situation, then that person would be able to have the others around also happy as well as productive. Friends, EQ means being self-aware and being socially aware. That means a person is not just self-aware of oneself, but also understand the society well. So, the socio-psychological dynamics is very clear. The person has understanding of oneself as well as others, and thereby the person is able to maintain good relationship, because good relationship management is the key. This allows one to understand, be responsive to one's own need and the need of the people around one. So, EQ also is very important from the perspective that a person in the position of a principal needs to be a very good communicator. And who would be good communicator? Who would be able to foster communication and collaboration, which is very important from the reason that principal needs to unlock collective genius, and because principal is responsible for unlocking collective genius, that means the person should be very good communicator as well as very good at collaborating. Another important thing which is needed as far as school principal is concerned is focus. Focus is a fundamental skill for everybody in the information age, because focus will be able to help the person to understand things himself or herself well. Apart from that, also make others see the things as they exist. So, from the perspective of the fact that this particular century has made people more busy because of the various demanding roles. So, it becomes very important that the principal, the school leader is focused, and he or she understand how to make others also focused in their work. So friends, on this note, I take your leave. I shall be joining you again in the next lecture, next part of the same series, that is part 2 of educational leaders. Namaskar. Have a good day. Thank you all.